Hey folks, Jason Ballas with OutdoorProductReview.com. Welcome back. We're doing another review here. As you can see, it's a little chilly outside, but this product here I've had for about 4 or 5 months or so, and we were able to utilize it through numerous seasons, through archery season and through rifle season, and you know, we put a lot of use on it. But this is it's the Alpen spot and scope that we got. It's the model 788. It's a 20 by 60 by 80 millimeter spotting scope. And you know, out here in the West in Colorado, we really use spotting scopes a lot, especially say if you're antelope hunting or mule deer hunting or even elk hunting and you want to spot some animals way up on the top of the mountain. That's pretty much the product that we're going to use is a big spotting scope with a big objective to get a lot of light in, and then of course a lot of zoom power. So I just want to cover it. Like I said, we're doing the model 788 here. You know, this is what it comes in. When you take it out of the box, it comes in a nice carry case. Now you guys know how I like that packaging type stuff, and not so much for the aesthetic aspect, for the protective aspect. And you know, it's nice and mobile. You know, it's a little heavy, but it's not like 17 pounds or something. So if you're going to go to a base camp, you can take it to your base camp. And then they have a smaller model that you guys will be seeing a review here. That's I think it's 14 power or so, and you'll see it in the next review. But it's pretty nice because it doesn't weigh anything. You can pack it, and if you get up there and you need to see something better than what your binoculars are going to show you, you could just take a look up there. So anyway, it comes in this nice carrying case. And to open it, though, you have to turn it upside down from the strap, which is okay. I mean, I guess it's not. I just always worry in case you had some zipper fail that the spotting scope might fall out of the bottom if you're carrying it like this. I would somehow, you know, make some kind of hooks on each side and have the zipper on top so that when you're carrying it, if the zipper fails, then you're not going to lose your spotting scope. But that's about the only thing I see on that. Let's go ahead and open this up. And when you open it up, your spotting scope comes wrapped in a protective cover. That's something that's really nice, and it's nice to have because you know, these things are expensive and you definitely want to take care of them, right? And then it comes with its own little tripod, and this is something I really like because it's a very nice looking tripod. It's sturdy, it's solid, it's not just some cheap little piece of plastic like I've seen on some other spotting scopes. Theirs come out, it's very nice and solid. You take your spotting scope out of the protective cover, and here it is, and it just goes on just like the camera. Matter of fact, the camera's mounted on a tripod right now, and it has a screw assembly on the bottom of the tripod. So there you go. It's on there. On the front of the spotting scope itself, it has a screw-in protective cap, so this way you don't lose it. A lot of protective caps, they might just clamp on there, but the screw-in one actually stays in there and keeps it pretty nice. You see it's a nice big objective right there. All right, and then you turn to the side here, and you have a protective cap on, all right, and you have your protective cap on your on the rear aperture of your spotting scope. And the nice thing is that, you know, this all turns so it can micro adjust. You have a knob here that moves it left or right. So once you get, you know, zoomed in on something, you can the tripod itself actually has a micro adjusting layer, so you can, you know, move it just a little. All right, so it does have a huge eye relief here, and if I want to show you right here, you can turn this out so your eye relief can either zoom in depending on how, you know, what you're using it for. I mean, a lot of people take their video cameras or their cameras and they'll put it on there and take a picture of an elk or a deer or something way over far away. Right here they have a micro adjust that actually brings the object in focus. So a lot of things, what you're going to do is you're going to start off at 20 power on an object, and that gives you, you know, a bigger area where you could see, so that, you know, you find the object that you want to zoom in on. So you're going to get 113 feet at 1,000 yards. So you'll see 113 feet at 1,000 yards on 20 power. When you pump it up to 60 power, which you just turn the knob here, once to find the object that you want, you're getting 55 feet at 1,000 yards. So that's a pretty good field of view. You know, I mean, that's not too bad at all. But, you know, the thing is if you have a big bull elk or say a mule deer in the shadows up behind a rock, because they always like to get if you're hunting at the high country, especially during archery season, the mule deer will walk up and they'll get in the shadows of these big rocks and they'll lay down there, and I mean, you can't even see them. But if if you're glassing the hills with it on 20 or 40 power even, you're gonna sit there and look, and you might find them, and you want to zoom in, and then you could use the autofocus here, and it brings the animal right to you. So I mean, you could see, okay, you could actually look at her antlers and get some judge before you take that 2-mile trek to try to go to stock up on this animal. And that's a whole different story in itself, is being successful at a stock. So one thing on the objectives is 20 power. And a lot of people don't understand, well, what's the difference between 20 and 60? Well, okay, let's explain it. At 20, if your spot and scope's on 20 power, if something's 200 yards away, it makes it look like it's 10 yards away when you're looking at it. So I mean, that puts it 10 yards. That's the distance between myself and the camera. So 200 yards away at 20 power makes it look 10 yards. Now if I turn it up to 60 power, if it's 600 yards away, that makes it look like it's at 10 yards. So a lot of people don't understand the whole aspect of the magnification, except for the fact it brings it closer, or you could see clearer. The key thing is, you have to have it on a bipod. Now if you're going to be driving around looking for antelope or something in the field, they do sell an attachment that you can put on your window, and it clamps on your window, and it holds your spot and scope there. So that's something pretty nice. A lot of people don't understand what an objective is. Now objective, you have your, say, 20 by 60 by 80. 80 is the objective on the front here, is a huge area that allows the light to collect in it. So if you guys remember, I did a spot and scope. You can look on the website I think last year or year before, and it had a small objective. It was only like a 50 millimeter objective, and it was a 40-50 power scope. Well, it was plenty of shooting light left. I think I still had like 45 minutes of shooting light left, and I'm trying to look at these elk on the side of the hill, and they looked almost dark. You could see them, but you really couldn't see the detail, and that was because it had such a tiny objective. This scope this year, I had no problem. It could almost be dark, and I'd put it up, and it was like, wow, it made it light. So I could watch animals up on the side of the hill, in my pre-scouting, seeing where they're walking to when it starts to get dark, because the elk, they'll come out of the timber and they'll start working down to water and food, and they don't do that till pretty much close to the last light, until they're in the rut. And you guys saw on my website, I shot a beautiful bull, and this scope definitely had a little bit to do with that. I was able to scout some animals from a long distance away. We worked in, got camped close to them. They started bugling around us the night before, and then the next morning we went out and had 3 bulls to choose from. And my buddy Will Goldsmith from Bino Pack, he stocked on one, and I went on the other one, and his sort of eluded him, but I was lucky enough to get an arrow put through a nice big bull, and it was a great season. So I'll tell you, but the objective brings in the light, and that's what's important on spot and scopes, or even binoculars. I have some 12 by 56X's I'll use at late night just to really get her, not late night, but late evening, if I'm working in close on animals, and it brings in that light, lets you see the detail. Or even if you're going to be looking for mule deer, say in the morning, and they're heading up from the bottom to the top above the rocks, when it's first light and you still really can't see this thing, it makes it just like it's daylight, so you could actually look. Now, of course, if you have no light, it's not going to bring in any light. But I'll tell you what, Alpen Optics, the model 788. If you guys want a great spot and scope, you need to go check out Alpen Optics. Customized, heavy-duty tripod here. It's movable. Everything locks in place, so you can scan up on the hills, focus it in. Move your power objective, go from 20 all the way to 60. Got the 80 millimeter objective for low light. Great eye relief. Overall, a great product. I think you guys need to go check them out. They won the Outdoor Life's best product for a lot of years, and I see why they did. So for Outdoor Product Review, I'm Jason Ballas. We're going to see you guys on our next review.